Hello, welcome to Stephanie Uncensored. I will be doing the 7 Deadly Sins tag today. And the 7 Deadly Sins tag has been around on YouTube for quite a while. I've seen a couple people do this tag previously, so I'm not exactly sure who originated it, but it has been floating around. So if you feel like doing it, I'm not going to tag anyone at the end of this, but if you feel like doing it, please do, and leave your link in the comments so I can take a look. So let's just get to it. I will also leave the questions down in the comments or in the description block. So if you feel like doing it, you can do it as well. So let's just get to it. Greed. Rain some money on it. What? What is your most inexpensive book? My most inexpensive book, I get a lot of free books, so I'm like a collector. I have like 5,000 books. All of those aren't free, but quite a few of them are, because if it says free on it, I'm one clicking it, and especially if the cover and the small little synopsis that I do read. The second part to that question is, what is your most expensive book? And that book would happen to be Nervous by Zane, which I paid $9.99 for. Luckily, it was sort of gifted to me. My sister-in-law wanted me to read it, and she was like, you just gotta read it. And I was like, I am not reading this. It is $9.99, and that's something I just don't particularly do with my ebooks, because I think that's kind of ridiculous to spend that much money on an ebook, on something digital that isn't physically in my hands. So, Wrath. What author do you love, you have a love-hate relationship with? That author would be Maya Caldwell. I was loving her for quite some time. She gave me a whole lot of interracial romance books that I could read really quickly and sort of, you know, cleanse my palate for reading from book hangovers, and it was fun, and they, you know, cleanse my palate. But then all of a sudden she was producing like a book a month, and I was just like, okay, I get that sometimes authors, you know, have a lot of things in the works and they could be writing 2 or 3 books at a time, but then it just got sort of, you know, repetitive, or they just kind of fell off for me. They weren't as good as some of her earlier works that I read. So yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with her at this point. Gluttony. I'm feeling fat, man. What book have you deliciously devoured over and over with no shame whatsoever? 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. I have no shame about that one, and I absolutely love that series. I can't wait for the movies to come out, but I will read that book over and over and over again. Absolutely love it. No shame whatsoever. None at all. Sloth. What book have you neglected to read due to laziness? That's really, really simple. Finishing the Outlander series. There are like 8 books, and every single book is like 1,000 pages. That's a huge, major time commitment. Oh my gosh. I just, by Diana Gabaldon, by the way, if you guys don't know what Outlander is. Pride. What book do you most often talk about in order to sound like a very intelligent reader? I read romance for the most part, so I don't read to be intellectual. I read to sort of open my imagination and free my mind, give myself some space, relax, things of that nature. So I don't know that I would say any book at all whatsoever. Lust. What attributes do you find most attractive in male and female characters? So this is really, really sort of simple. I gotta have the sexy. I gotta have the smarts. I mean, I can't have a stupid character. If you're a stupid character, if I'm reading a stupid character, it's like, oh my gosh, why? And when I say smarts and a stupid character, if I'm reading them and they're having some naive sort of moments and things like that, and then by the end of the book they're still naive, I'm gonna call them a stupid character, and I'm probably not gonna like them. But if I see growth, or if I see change in them, then, you know, that's cool, because we all have our moments. Even in the fiction world, characters have to have their growth and have to have their change. the ability to learn and grow, which is what I was just talking about, and then having strength, being able to overcome any of the, you know, craziness that they may be going through, or, you know, if the author can write that the character has moved on, issues or anything like that, that is an awesome thing. I love that. I gotta have those in my male and female characters for me to like them, for me to connect with them, for me to enjoy them. So, Envy. What book would you most like to receive as a gift? So I already have my favorite series personally signed to me, which is the Consequences series by Letha Roman, and also I will have a completed series of the Infidelity series personally signed to me. I would have to say I would love a personalized copy, a personalized signed copy, because that's all I have when it comes to books, for the most part, are signed books. I'm more of a digital person when it comes to books. So if it's not signed, then I probably don't have it on my bookshelf, or I'm getting rid of it, or I got it before I really got into this book world. But I would love to have a personally signed copy of The Color Purple by Alice Walker. I have watched that movie. I have read that book. I just absolutely love the journey that Celie takes, and the two of them together. The book and the movie are very different but very the same. They follow along with the same story, and Steven Spielberg did a beautiful job relating Alice Walker's words and stories and letters from the book to the big screen. So that was amazing. And when I finally did read the book again, I actually listened to it, well, recently when I read the book again, I listened to it on ebook, or not ebook, on CDs, and it was Alice Walker that narrated it, and it was absolutely amazing. All of her feelings, all of the emotion that goes through those words was just absolutely beautiful. So if I could get a signed copy from her, that would be amazing. So that is the Deadly Sins, or 7 Deadly Sins tag. If you want to do it, please do. Leave it in the comments if you end up doing it, so I can take a look at it. And what are your Deadly Sins? Which one do you sort of connect with the most? And thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye!